We're off on a little day trip up to Hampshire's county town, Winchester today. So why don't you join me as I show you the sights and sounds of this great city, and there may even be some food and drink. We're just waiting for the train. We've got about another half an hour to wait, so we'll see you there. Long before the quaint streets and cosy pubs, this was Venta Belgarum, a bustling Roman settlement founded in the 1st century AD. Strategically located along major Roman roads, it became an important administrative and trading centre. But Winchester's story didn't stop with the Romans. In the 9th century, it rose to even greater prominence as the capital of the Anglo-Saxon Kingdom of Wessex under King Alfred the Great, one of England's most celebrated rulers. As Wessex grew in power, so did Winchester. For a time, it served as the de facto capital of England long before London took the crown. As well as Winchester's rich history, it is a modern, vibrant city teeming with pubs, bars and restaurants. Sitting on the River Itchen, it is also a beautiful green city. Finally made it into Winchester, a bit of a delay due to another train broken down near Southampton Airport, but it does mean we get repaid, which means we get money back off the tickets. So we're just going to leave the station now, have a walk into Winchester, have a look round and see what there is to see. In this video I'll show you around some of the historical sites of the city, visit many pubs and restaurants, introduce you to some of the food and even go in search of some elusive wildlife in the nature reserve. So stick around to experience the sights and sounds of this great city and wait to see if we actually get to see any of the wildlife. Making our way into the centre of Winchester, just trying to find somewhere to find a drink. Might even be pint time, we'll have to see if we can find a nice pub, then we'll have a look round. It's a pretty little shopping centre in Winchester, very old worldly as you can see. Got beautiful old, I don't know whether they're Georgian or Victorian shop fronts, maybe even older than that. There's the clock there, this is the pedestrian park. We're going to walk down there, walk down here, see if we can find somewhere to get a drink. Found a cute little pub here. It's called the Royal Oak. Apparently this is the oldest pub in Winchester, so we're going to go in, see if we can get us a drink. Why break the habit of a lifetime? First thing we do whenever we go somewhere, go and find a pub, have a pint and then have a look round, feeling slightly tipsy. This is what you do when you go out for a day out. Going to be taking some photos later on, hopefully they don't come out blurry. This pub's the Green King pub, one of the great breweries of our fine nation. So for today's drinking pleasure we've got a pint of Levelhead, which is an IPA, and what have you got? A Hazy Day, which is a cloudy fruity IPA. Very nice, very refreshing, just what you want on a nice sunny afternoon. Let's tell you a little bit about the pub we found. It's called the Royal Oak. Reportedly, well, it claims to be the oldest pub in England, possibly dates back to 1002, but that is debatable. There are many pubs that claim to be the oldest in England. We found one in Oxford, I'm sure there's one in Nottingham, many other cities, but it certainly dates back to the 17th century, around 1677. It's down a little narrow alleyway just off the main shopping centre. Lovely place, love finding old pubs that are hidden away. They're often the best pubs you can find. It's got a very warm and cosy bar, friendly staff. I say it's a Green King, so they do good food here as well. The drink's good, the atmosphere's good. Marred slightly by the beer garden being on a main road, can get quite noisy. Just had a JCB go past, it was making one hell of a racket. But I suppose you can't have everything, it's quite pleasant sat out here. Winchester is a melting pot of the old and new. Ancient halls and monuments sit side by side with Georgian and Victorian splendour, mixed with modern mid-century brutalist and, let's be frank, pretty uninspiring architecture. Next to the cross was a busker playing a selection of classical favourites. This would not be our only encounter with some musical culture today. Made it down to Winchester Cathedral. This is a church dedicated to All Saints, St Peter, St Paul and St Swithin, built around the 10th century, although there was Christian churches here long before that. We're going to go and have a look round inside, and I'll show you around some of the sites inside. Founded in 642 AD and later rebuilt by the Normans in the 11th century, this towering masterpiece is the longest medieval cathedral in Europe. Its architecture is a fascinating blend of styles, from Norman Romanesque to later Gothic additions, with intricate carvings, ancient tombs and awe-inspiring vaulted ceilings. This cathedral has witnessed over 1,000 years of English history, from royal weddings and burials to the resting place of famed author Jane Austen. Her modest grave lies in the north aisle, a quiet tribute to one of literature's greats. But Winchester Cathedral isn't just a monument to the past, it's very much alive today. On my visit, I was lucky enough to walk in during a free concert with Rachmaninoff's hauntingly beautiful music echoing through the nave. The soaring harmonies filled the space in a way that only centuries-old stone and silence can amplify. It was truly magical, a perfect blend of timeless architecture and timeless sound. One of the highlights is the Winchester Bible, a magnificent 12th century illuminated manuscript. Handwritten and richly decorated in vibrant colours and gold leaf, it's considered one of the greatest surviving Bibles from the medieval world. Just a few steps away you'll find the Kings and Scribes, the Birth of Nations exhibition, a brilliant immersive experience that takes you through the history of early English kings from Alfred the Great to the Norman Conquest. It's housed in the cathedral's south transept and packed with ancient artefacts, royal connections and hands-on displays. Literature lovers, there's also a Jane Austen exhibition honouring one of England's greatest novelists. James laid to rest here in 1817, and a simple grave in the north aisle draws visitors from all over the world. We've finished in the cathedral now, lots of history there. Saw the exhibition with the Kings of England and the Scribes and the Winchester Bible and the Jane Austen exhibition, all very, very interesting. Now we stop for a spot of tea, so we've got a traditional English cream tea. Of course, jam's got to go on first, not cream. Let's do it properly, people. I think I might have failed at my scone. Whilst trying to put the cream on, I've got it mixed up with the jam, so I've now got jam on top of the cream rather than cream on top of the jam. This is a bit of a disaster. Still going to taste good though. Finished our cream teas, now we're off to find Winchester Great Hall, go and see King Arthur's Round Table and his knights. If they're there, might not be in, we'll see. On our way back up the hill to the Great Hall, I finally had the chance to unleash my camera. There was an artist set up painting a spectacular scene of all the subjects. Barclays Bank, a fantastic 1950s building in that classic mid-century style. Part of the old city halls, and next to it a Victorian drinking fountain. We've made it up the hill, so just approaching the Great Hall now. Lots of legends really. The legend of King Arthur goes way back. It's been told in many a work of literature. But the legend of King Arthur spans right the way across the south of England, all the way from Tintagel in Cornwall to Glastonbury in Somerset, Winchester in Hampshire, and probably just about everywhere in between. There's a lot of people here and some very old ruins. This, I suspect, the foundations of the original Great Hall. See the Great Hall there behind me. We'll go in and see what there is to see. Looks like we're not going to be able to get in today. The Winchester School of Art, Fashion, we said, is having an exhibition in the Great Hall, so it's tickets only, so we're not going to be able to get in. That's another location that we didn't plan very well, but it's Winchester, it's fairly local to us, we can come back another time. So as we can't get in the Great Hall, we're going to go all the way back down to the bottom of the hill and go and find the river. I think it's the River Itchen. There's a little park down by the river. I'm going to see if there's somewhere down there that we can perhaps have a drink, see if there's any photo opportunities down there. Down at the bottom of the high street now, on my right hand side, you can see behind me there, that's Winchester Guildhall. Fabulous building, I think it's Victorian. Got some great sort of neo-Gothic architecture. As you can see there behind me. One of the building was there a couple of years ago with the WI for their spring council meeting. Made a video there, that will be on my other YouTube channel. And of course, just to balance things up, I said about the difference in architecture. Behind me here, just opposite the Guildhall, is Winchester bus station. Not quite as pretty as the Guildhall. Of course, no visit to Winchester would be complete without visiting King Alfred. There he is behind me, looking up the high street. Well, we found the river at last. There's the river. Well, of course, we found another pub. This one's another Green King. It's called the Willow Tree. It's got little rivers either side of it. I'm guessing it might have been a mill at some point, although there's no information we can find on their website. Out the front, it looks like there's some weirs and some old machinery. Might have been a water mill at one point. But we're not really here for the history. We're here for the cider. Once we've drunk that, we're going to have a look round the park. I said it's a park. It's not actually a park. It's actually the Winchester Nature Reserve. A huge, great area. I suspect it's wetlands. We're not going to walk around the whole of it because it is absolutely massive. We're going to have a little jaunt around there, ready for dinner tonight. Finished our drinks now. Going to go off to the Nature Reserve. Just gone past the floodgates or the weir behind us. Here we've got the entrance to the Nature Reserve. We made our way into the Nature Reserve through an old wooden gate, presumably for containing the myriads of wildlife we were about to encounter, and into a haven of trees, bushes, streams and ponds, and birdsong. Come to the reed beds. They look a little bit sorry for themselves. You can see they've got quite a lot of brown tops. It's very dry. I suspect that this probably should all be sort of like marshland. A lot wetter than it is. We haven't had an awful lot of rain over the last few months, so they're probably really, really dry. So a pretty little view behind me, just overlooking the river, quite nicely framed with trees and bushes either side. I think I'm going to stop here and take a couple of photographs, and I'll put those up on screen. Treat for the senses here. There's not just the sights, there's the sounds. You can possibly hear the sound of the stream behind me. A bit where I am, there's a stream that runs all the way around. It's not only if you've got the sights and the sounds, you've also got the smell. The smell is so green and so fresh here. Really is quite wonderful. Ever such a peaceful place. Fabulous flora here. You look here. Didn't really expect to see that amongst all the grasses and the reeds. There's a bit of bindweed over there. Trees, shrubs. It's glorious seeing that pop of yellow just amongst all of the greenery. It really stands out. Well, we've finally seen some wildlife. Ducks. That's it, ducks. Looks like we've done a full circuit, gone round the reed beds, we've gone past the recreation ground. Didn't really see any wildlife except for ducks. Might have seen a pigeon, might have seen a little robin. There's no fish really in the stream. I think we might have seen one, but it's not exactly teeming with life at the moment. Hope it's healthy. It'd be a real shame if this river isn't healthy. It's one of the most important streams in Northern Europe for chalk streams, internationally renowned, so let's hope it's okay. Just come out of the Bishop on the bridge. It's Fuller's Pub, absolutely lovely beer garden out the back, really good range of beers. Food looked amazing, but we're not eating there tonight. We're going to the Chesil Rectory, which is just around the corner, so let's get going. Restaurant's just behind me. See, it's a lovely old Tudor building, 15th century, grade 2 listed. We're really looking forward to it. It's got a great menu and we'll be showing you that shortly. Well, the bread looks absolutely amazing. I'm really looking forward to this moment. Happy old fashioned, everybody. And what have you got that? That's a Mr. Darcy. It's a rum-based cocktail. Really nice, goes really well with the bread. So what we got is mackerel with confit Isle of Wight tomatoes. Looks absolutely delicious. Crispy black pudding with chalk stream trout and warm piccalilli. We're really looking forward to this, so I'm going to dig in. Might be coincidence, we're hoping it's not the duck we saw earlier, but that there is duck and Hisby cabbage. I've got a pork ribeye, that looks absolutely delicious. We've gone all cheesy for dessert. We've got a blue, a brie, and some other nondescript cheese, which we didn't quite hear what she said. A selection of accompaniments, flatbreads. So, as it's our anniversary, we've got homemade fudge and marshmallows. Lovely. Unfortunately, I've also got the bill. Not quite so lovely. That was a superb meal. Thoroughly recommend that restaurant. It's really friendly, it's really relaxed, it's really comfortable. The food is excellent, the wine was really good. Don't pour the last bit out of a bottle of good wine though, you will end up with a mouthful of sediment, as my wife found out to her cost. At least it wasn't me this time. But it was a thoroughly good experience, would thoroughly recommend that going back to there. So that is the Chesil Rectory in Winchester. We've come through to a little park which is just off the main high street, just next to the Guildhall. Lovely little park. There's a little stream there, and there's tulips or roses up there. This is the start of the Vole Trail, which is a wildlife walk through the park, goes through the nature reserve we were in earlier. Didn't do the whole of that, but it's a lovely little place, nice to come of an evening. Next time, Rick Stein, not just all about Padstow, it's in Winchester as well. After a day of sightseeing, eating and drinking our way around Winchester, but with a pang of disappointment of not really seeing the wildlife in the nature reserve or the Great Hall and the Round Table, we found a way back to the station. Time to get the camera out once more. Back up to the station, I'm just going to wait for the train to come in now. If you'd like my trip around Winchester this evening, please give me a like and share this video. Please also consider subscribing so you get notified of any of my upcoming videos. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it really helps me to get my content out to other users. Until the next time, see you later. Once we'd arrived back in Havant, the sun had long set. I decided to snap off a few night shots whilst we were waiting for a taxi. It had been a fantastic day. Winchester is such a wonderful city, and it's close to us, just an hour by train or less by car. It is something for everyone. History, architecture, culture, food and drink, shopping. It's somewhere we will most definitely go back to. Will there be more photo opportunities there? You'll have to come back and find out. I sincerely hope so.